this is not going to be straightforward.
Yeah, it's plain and simple. I had to beat him 3-1 or I was going to lose the match. Is what I was going through my mind. And he was up 2-1 and I said, I'm going to have to do him these 2 legs. And if I don't, I'm in trouble. And just because he is an explosive player, he's fantastic to watch. He's a good kid. But you know what I mean? Couple clutch finishes there. I think I put him under pressure and worked out in the right end for me.
Is that the difference in experience, do you think? I mean, it is a strange situation, particularly this year's winning a World Championship with the sort of semi-crowd that we have.
Yeah, it's completely different because tonight's crowd's going to be different than tomorrow night's crowd, and you know what I mean. And I've been in Keane's boots, and I know what it's like for him in the situation he was in, and I knew he was going to be a bit under pressure, and I had to apply pressure, and lucky enough, a couple doubles went in for me at the right times, and that was really only the difference because I didn't play my best darts.
We've talked quite a lot since you got back on the tour about this being your first real go at PDC darts. You're here, you've got to the World Championship, that's objective one, but you genuinely feel that winning it is not out of the question.
Yeah, I'm not done from where I'm at right now, and you know what I mean. I've looked at my draw and I'm quite happy with it. Chris is a fantastic player. Obviously, he's should be favourite going in, but there's not one part of me that doesn't think that I can't beat him, and he should be thinking the same thing, or he shouldn't be here. But yeah, I'm just going to get up there, do what I do, and I'm not going to get out of anybody's way, and that's just the way it is.
When you say you've looked at the draw, are you one of these players that looks at your next game, or are you looking beyond that? You look at, well, this section of the draw, I quite like where I'm sat here. I could be playing Peter Wright in the quarterfinals already.
Yeah, and I'd be quite happy with that. It's like I said, if I've had a good year this year. Like I said, I've had some ups, I've had some downs, but you know what I mean. I pin that down to COVID and the situations that we all been in, and everybody's going through the same stuff. But realistically, as a first-year player in the PDC, again, from you know what I mean, I had a tour card, but I never used it before. And this year, I have to put a feather in my cap that I've had a good year, and I just continue to go on.
Do you think this situation this year with COVID, playing stuff behind closed doors, and just the general change to the calendar, do you think it's been a leveller? Do you think it's opened up opportunity, or do you think it's just the cream has risen to the top because they're better able at dealing with these situations?
I think you've seen other players that are on the outside looking in have taken full advantage of a non-crowd situation. You know what I mean? I've seen other players comment on it without a crowd. It's a completely different environment, and you know what I mean. And hats off to them. We're in a completely different time right now with what's going on in the world, and you know, hats off to the PDC to even be able to host this thing, because other parts of the world are shut down right now. So, you know what I mean. I'm just a dart player as well as anybody else, and just happy to be here and able to play.
Well, we definitely get tomorrow night. Good luck.
Hopefully, thank you.
Cheers, sir.
Jeff, just touching on obviously there, you are so happy that you played on opening night because you've got the atmosphere of the crowd. Maybe the only, let's say, a few players that are going to get that in this tournament.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think majority of the crowd were for Keane at one point in that match, and I found that quite difficult because I haven't had to deal with that for the last year. And you know what I mean. Tomorrow's a completely different situation again, and other guys that are coming in tomorrow night didn't have to deal with what we did tonight. And you know what I mean. I'm just happy that I was able to get through it, work my way, and here we are.
For you, what was it like when you heard the news that we'd only get crowds for a day? Was it crushing?
I was disappointed because I know how hard the PDC has worked to make this all happen for everybody, and you know what I mean. Matt Porter has put so many hours in to make this work, and for it to go back into Tier 3, I think in London, like I said, it reminds you of home because I'm in a similar situation with lockdown, with orange and yellow and whatnot. But it's a tough situation for everybody.
Into the last 64 now, when you're new on tour like you are, is it imperative that you do things like this in the World Championships if you want to get into that top 64 as quick as possible?
If anywhere you're going to climb, this is where it's going to be because there's so much money involved. You know what I mean? I've been in this situation a couple of times before, obviously, and I missed it last year, and I was heartbroken because I had a dart at the bowl to advance and get here, and I didn't make it. Put Danny Baggish in, and Danny's a fantastic player, but at the same time, it was heartbreaking that I didn't play, and to be back, I'm completely happy to be here.
If all goes well tomorrow, and obviously you beat Chris Dobey, spending Christmas, I guess, in the UK because of everything that goes on? Is that going to be tough, spending it away from home?
Yeah, we've had that conversation with my family back home, and if I win again tomorrow night, then that means I'm going to miss Christmas and hopefully New Year's with any luck. But I've got such great family back home; they support me like nobody else, and you know what I mean. They're fully behind me advancing.
Jeff, congratulations, mate. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Okay.